What's up, guys? Oh god, voice crack in the first second, crazy. But anyway, yeah, this is the ever so requested tile mixing video. I think probably one person has asked for this. That's Lipe, just because he wanted people to make not shitty looking levels. Anyway, hold on, let's get some music in here. Yeah, very professional productions by Gamer from the Web. This is what happens when I don't have a video editor. I literally just I just do this shit, man. So this is Mega Maker. I don't really know how to start this video just because tile mixing, it's kind of complicated, but it's really simple. The thing that a lot of people get wrong is their choices of tiles, and of course this is just an exaggeration, but you know, you have something like this is, no one's ever gonna do that and say that it looks good. But anyway, god, if I had an editor I could like pull up screenshots of examples, but the main problem that people have is that, you know, the colors don't really mix well together, is what I'm trying to say. And hold on, I think I know the perfect example. So, you know, we have these tiles right here, and while they do have the same two, like, you know, gray and brown colors, this white basically ruins it, and basically just makes it so you can mix it together, but however, it just looks very mediocre. So the most important thing that comes to tile mixing is your game knowledge. So say if like a robber came up to this in the street, if a robber came up to you in the street with a gun in his hand and said, "Hey, I'm making a Mega Maker level. I'm using Mr. X Tile 2 and Mr. X Tile 1, and I need a rock to fill in that Mr. X Tile 2 and 1. Well, Mr. Robert, let's see what tiles you... Nah, that's not gonna fly. You're gonna be dead on the spot. I know, very interesting hypothetical, but okay. So, if I asked you what rock would work well in this, I doubt that a lot of people would really give a solid answer. However, I, Gamer from the Web, could give multiple answers on what rock you could use. For example, Tomahawk Tile, the Tomahawk rock, if you want to deal with, you know, auto tiler, just because this topping looks really ugly. You know, this could work if you want to go for more brighter level. If you want to go for a more, you know, dark and gloomy level, you could go for Mega Man 4, Wily Tile 3. I don't know, Mega Man 4. Yeah, you get the point. You know, and just because I know a lot of the tiles, you know, I can try out a lot of stuff, and that's the thing that a lot of people get hung up on. A lot of people who say that they're perfectionists in their aesthetics, what they usually do, and this is just a guess really, is that they pick their tiles, and they pick tiles that could work together. However, just because they spent so much time looking for those tiles means that they don't want to go for any like crazy mixes, which is why you know, a lot of people who say that they spend a lot of time making good-looking levels usually don't make good-looking levels. Of course, there are exceptions to that. So yeah. So, what about the mixing itself, you know? Because no matter how good of tiles that you pick, if you don't know how to mix them properly, you're gonna make a kind of shit-looking level. And that's the best way that I can describe it. So let me get this other tile so I don't have to deal with text editing. There we go, okay. Okay, let me just keep this right there, just because I want to use it in this mix. But this is a very generic mix. However, it's good for showing off the basics of tile mixing. So basically, we have... Actually, let me get the rock real quick. Let me call it the rock. I got him on speed dial. But this is basically, this is tile mixing. So you want to have, you know, your corner tiles, then your filling tile, and that's basically just the basics of mixing. You can have whatever you want for this filling. You could have rocks, you can have metal. In fact, let me get another Mr. X tile to show off what I mean. Oh god, oh no. Actually, no, that's not the tile I wanted to pick. Oh my god, I hate whenever the game decides to take you somewhere completely different, but you know, I got two different types of fillings, two different types of toppings. You know, you don't need two different types of toppings, of course. However, some variation looks nice. So what you want to go for in tile mixing is a lot of variation, but very simple mixing. And I have some examples, both with text editing and not with text editing, you know, that I can go over just to show you what it kind of looks like in practice without me theory crafting with Mr. X tiles, because I think that's not, you know, really helpful. So you have, you know, your corner tiles, and you also have pillar tiles, and some pillars are different. So, for example, with this pillar, you can make them as wide as you want. You know, you're kind of limited by this, just because if you wanna, if you're gonna make this, and it just looks like shit, you know. So you don't really want to make your level look like shit. But you have that where you can just place it wherever you want, and you have the unfortunate consequences of the auto tiler, where your pillar will look, you know, nice right here. However, yeah, you know, it look like shit right there, and you just can't do that. So, if you're gonna use a pillar like this, I'm sorry to say it, but your level design is gonna be very limited. It's not gonna be very limited because you know, of course you can make a lot of different rooms, you know, with 2 wide walls. It's not like it's the, you know, biggest problem. However, it's just very annoying. However, you know, I kind of understand why the team does this, but you know, it's just you know, there's just 2 different types of pillars, you know, and there's no real I don't really know like everything in the game, so yeah, that's just those 2 different types. But with the good thing about this type is that if you're lazy, you can basically just bam, look at that, oh, wide pillar, you know, you can hit whoever's playing level with that. So it's a good way of just getting a lot of area without really having to do mixing. And of course, it won't look like, it won't look bad just because it's I mean, yeah. I don't really feel like explaining that, but you can do that as well with these types of pillars. One thing that you don't want to do with these types of pillars is do this, because this looks like shit. I don't know how many times I've said that looks like shit in this video, but you know, it gets my point across well. So anyway, let's look at some examples. So the first example that I have here is with text editing, and this is a really great way to, you know, look at, you know, your basic mixes, because this level's mixing is very basic. However, the tile choices and you know, I don't really know, but just the tile choices. So you know, of course we have the corner tile, you know, our corner tiles, yeah, and our filling tile. So yeah, I mean, it's not really that much to say, but one good thing that you can do with MMLV, and I will be posting MMLV in the description, because it's an extremely valuable tool if you want to do tile mixing. And also, let's get yeah, Acid Man's a banger. But the great thing about MMOV is that you can repeat these without, you know, having to do some really fucky things with tiles. And, you know, just this repetition is really good, you know? So I'm just gonna hover around so you can get a feel for the levels mixing. And of course, this is where I stopped. But that's it. And of course, we have the variation with our tomahawk rocks, which have been text edited to get rid of this topping entirely, just so it's more flush with this charge tile right here. Of course, it's also text edited, so it's just this one basic thing right here instead of this topping, because in my opinion it just looks better. Oh god. Oh, I've ruined my level. But yeah, just this variation, you know, swapping between the tomahawk tile and the you know, the strike tile and turbo tile. You know, it gives a lot of life to the level, even though it's just, like I said, a very simple mix. And if you need to have like some space in between, you can always just repeat this. Depends on really what texture you're using. However, for the majority of the times I've, you know, just, you know, gone for this basic mix, it's worked out well enough. And also in Bomber Battalion, which is probably the best looking level yet, even though that I posted it a while ago. It also had something like this, but with the Mixer X tiles. And I think I'll show off Bomber Battalion last because I don't know. It's probably it's one of my more popular levels, so I think it'd just be redundant to show it off first. But yeah, and you may be asking what happens to the variation once we go inside the building and I can't use tomahawk tile rock, yeah, tomahawk rocks. Basically, you don't have a lot of variation in your tiles. However, the thing that's great about text editing and just, you know, tile mixing in general is that if your levels you know, are good, or if your level layouts are solid, your level will kind of just write itself in aesthetics if you have the right mix. If you know what I'm saying, you know. I don't like. It's really hard to explain, like, that specific thing, but yeah, once you've done a lot more tile mixing, because there's a lot of experimentation with tile mixing, you'll kind of get a feel for what rooms you can get away with and what rooms you can't get away with, and that, while it does limit your design a bit, it just makes, you know, your levels look great, and it also, you know, improves, I don't really know how to say it, but it kind of just improves your overall design knowledge, which is why I do think that aesthetics are really important in making levels, just because not only does it kind of get you in the right mindset to build a level, you know, by making a good-ass looking level, but, you know, just the knowledge of tile mixing or whatever, and what you can do in this game, it just really helps with your overall design. So yeah, that's this level, and that's text editing. But what does a level look like without text editing? Ooh, I know, because I made a level with text editing, or without text editing. This is for all the people who don't want to use manual tiling. I get it, you know, manual tiling is kind of hard. It's not really that hard. It's kind of annoying to get into. But this is Gilded Citadel, my most recent level. I've uploaded at least. I have plenty of other levels that are in, you know, the works right now. Actually, I have 4, including that one that I showed off earlier. But as you can see here, I can probably just show off. Actually, no, I was gonna say I can show off the entirety of what the, you know, tile mixing this level is without, you know, going any further than these 4 screens, but that's just not the case. But anyway, yeah, it's just some very simple tile mixing with a variation of you know, these 2 tiles, you know, our pillar, which by the way is very limited, which is really annoying when I was making this level. Oh god, the lag. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just this with some Darkman bricks and some shadow tile for the topping of those Darkman bricks. Yeah, it's just very simple. And it looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. Oh, and also, I know this is extremely late into the video, but for spikes, you're either gonna want to make it match with your filling or your topping. You don't want to have spikes that don't match with both your filling or your topping, because while that might make them look a little bit more obvious, it kind of just fucks the colors of your level. So yeah, if you want to go for a color that's different than topping, go for something that matches with your filling, please. I know a lot of people say to pick contrasting spikes in order to make them stand out a little bit more, but that only, I mean, there's so many tile spikes that you know, that can match, you know, tiles. So of course we got this Darkman spike, or is it a duo spike? I think it's a Darkman spike. Where is it? Where are you at? Yeah, it's a Darkman spike. But if I wanted something that sticks out a little bit more, I could use drill spikes instead. And that, you know, matches with our Darkman bricks. And I think the thing that makes this tile mixing really good, or at least, you know, just competent, is the variation in these bricks, which, you know, I'm sorry, but, you know, there's not a lot of other tiles that have, you know, this amount of alts. Oh god. So you can do something like this, but yeah, there's just a lot of variation, and there's some cracked blocks up ahead. I think I use more cracked blocks later in the level. Oh yeah, and I also start using this part for this fucking style, like how you know, how you usually use it, instead of mixing it with this one. Just give more variance. Oh, and I also start using duo spikes instead, or duo spikes in, you know, the water. And by the way, water is a really good way of making your level look nicer. However, I'd only really recommend using Mega Man 10 waters, just because you know, it's black. And black water looks really nice. For blue waters, hold on, like, actually, yeah, I'll just give a little bit of a ranking of waters. Don't use this, don't use this, don't use this, maybe use this, don't 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 use this, maybe use this, maybe use this, maybe use this. Actually, yeah, this is a good water. Don't use this, 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 use this, I think, if you want to. Maybe use this, definitely. This is the best water in the game. Like, these 3 waters are just the best waters in the game. This is good, and this is like Centaur water, but I don't know if Centaur water, but if you want something different, this is good. However, you only want to use it against black backgrounds, or else your level's just gonna look like shit. And this looks like shit. This looks good. So yeah, a little bit of a ranking of the waters there. Late into the video, I know. Sorry. I may timestamp some stuff, but yeah. If you're not timestamped, if the video isn't timestamped, then I'm sorry. But yeah, of course we have oh god, more lag. Why is this game so laggy? But you know, we have the big pillar that I was talking about earlier. And yeah. Again, very simple mixing. Not really that much to say about the techniques. It's because, you know, it's Mega Maker. There's not a lot of techniques that you can use for tile mixing, but yeah, that's Gilded Citadel. I was gonna show up on Battalion, right? Yeah, okay. I have enough time. I can show up on Battalion. How far am I into this? Oh god, we've hit the 20-minute mark. Oh. Okay. So this is... Oh. Hello, lag? Is my game gonna crash? Okay, no, it's not. Let me get on Grenade Man's theme since Grenade Man is dope. But anyway, yeah, same basic mixing. However, the colors contrast is what really makes it work. So I'll just give some time so you can look, kind of observe the other mixing techniques. Grenade Man seems such a banger, man. Got some background editing here. Yeah, there's a lot of background editing in this level. Anyway, yeah, that was a full minute of silence for Bomber Battalion. Sorry if I didn't really go over that much information in this video. There will be multiple parts, so stay tuned for episode 2. In the next episode, I'll be going over specific tiles, background editing. And I'll be doing all this in the MMOV editor rather than the base game. I just wanted this video to be kind of a simple overview on the different techniques of tile mixing, some examples of tile mixing, and yeah. So if you watched all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day, because spending like 22 minutes to listen to some dude ramble about Mega Baker is a pretty massive feat. Oh god, massive feat. Oh, I've dug myself a fucking hole. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.